I've always been a huge fan of the Alone TV show, the American ones. I've watched all of them. And then there was an ad on SBS that said it's coming to Australia. And I was just like, I really want to be a part of that. And I ran it past my wife and she's like, we'd be okay if you went away. Oh, that's what we thought anyway.
Yeah.
So
It was tough to be away for so long.
yeah, I think the toughness, the physical and the mental resilience go together. So while there's food, there wasn't much food around, but I had enough food going into my body with the sausage grass that I could eat, that I could sustain myself. But with a bit of extra physical output, it was just too much. And I was completely exhausted and then mentally exhausted as well. So being a Christian was a big part of what kept me out there and the reason to go there. So firstly, I wanted just to be a part of the show. And then I realized that everybody's got their story to tell. And the most important story I've got to tell is about Jesus. And so yeah, each week you kind of see watching the show that doing tasks is an important part of keeping yourself busy, whether it's making my my little trolley line for getting the fishing hooks in and out, making the wallaby lifting net, making the possum trap. They're all physical tasks, but there's mental tasks as well. So one of my mental tasks was writing a sermon each week.
Right.
So although you never get to see one, I did hope that they would make the cut. But so yeah, week one was the Colin Buchanan song, which is all the Bible stories point to him. The big Bible story, but how Jesus fits into everything in the Bible, and all the Bible stories point to Jesus. So at the reunion party, I think they play a little bit of robot dance, which is what Paula, my wife, choreographed for the kids' actions in the bridge. And so yeah, I started with that song and then spoke about Jesus and how he's throughout the whole Bible. That was week one. So one of them was talk about how blessed we are. The love of money being the root of all evil was one of them. But just talking about how we're really chasing after things in this life that we don't really need, when Jesus is what we need. What was the week 3 sermon? It was Amazing Grace. So you got to see me sing Amazing Grace, but we didn't hear what grace was all about really. We just got the song. So I used the acronym God's riches at Christ's expense, which is a nice easy way to say what grace is. Saved a wretch like me. Why am I a wretch? I'm a sinner. I don't live God's way. That's right. Sharing your faith is a big part of it, which was not in there, unfortunately. But being content is also a big part of it. Being content with what you have. One of the things that that didn't actually get to air either was just how content I was with my shelter. It was a really basic shelter, but it kept me dry and it kept me out of the elements. And even though it was just a tarp over my head and a bit of a log wall on one side, it was all I needed to be able to come to a home that was warm and dry, and be thankful for that. I guess it's good to show resilience that I was going to push on through. I guess there's someone at church was telling me on Sunday, we're praying, Michael, that you stay dry. We're praying, Michael, for this and that. They didn't pray that, we forgot to pray that you had food. But God answers our prayers. I prayed for food out there too, and I didn't get any. But it's really our needs that are important. And I was out there for a good length of time, and my wife needed me at home, and I needed to see my wife and be put back in society with my family. So the move shortened my time out there actually. So it meant that I became exhausted quicker, that I couldn't cope anymore. But I feel like it was a good time to be drawn back to my family. So the photo, they give you a photo to look at. It's like, I never got that out at all. I knew I couldn't cope if I was pondering what I was missing too much. One night was a Friday night, which my wife and I often go out for dinner. I was like, Friday night, I'm missing out with dinner with my wife. It'd be so nice. And you just have to focus on the task at hand. I can see that I came across differently, even just in language, word choice. So I hope that they see that Michael's, even though they didn't get to hear me say that I'm comfortable in the environment, that they get to see, well, it's funny that if I was well fed, that would be different to having such a hard time out there. But I think I'd like to see them see that there's resilience, that I relied on God, that God's important to me, and that I'm not ashamed of being focused on as a Christian, being spotlighted as that. So yeah, I just hope it's an encouragement to others to say, yes, I'm a Christian, and not be ashamed.